Okay, good morning to everybody, or late night to everybody, kind of depending on where you're watching from. This is your third video update from me today, and I shaved, so I decided to get a little more professional for this late night update. As you know, y'all are all watching around the world, and we have third shift represented here, so what up, what up? We have two new cryptos to go into in the beginning. It's just going to be a short little blip about one, and then we're going to do a deep dive into another. Some of these are paid promotions, so this really just means they're paid to get bumped up into the email inbox in order for it to be something that we cover, but it's not paid for any kind of positive review or anything else like that. It's literally just paid to go through and give my thoughts on everything. So let's what we're gonna do. First of all, I want to talk about a little bit of just a broad investing topic that I've been thinking about and meandering about today, and it's about finding things that are of interest to you. I feel like lots of people have invested things that they aren't interested in. I don't think that's necessarily as represented in the crypto market. I think a lot of people that follow this channel and a lot of people that kind of tune into for these updates are a fan of crypto and kind of really at least wanting to figure out or learn more about the space, and I think that's really cool and fun to see. I think mostly in stocks and equities that some people have gotten into them and they just kind of did it because they felt like they need to, but crypto I think has a little bit of a different connotation, and people get into it more because they're interested in it and they think this might be a potential, and they're betting on the future for it. They're betting on, okay, this might be something that's going to be big for the rest of our lives. So I think there's something to be said for investing in something that you're organically curious about. So that was what one of the podcasts had said that I was listening to on my walk today, and so I decided to talk to you about that. So the Maze, knowledge is power. It's a French token, so I'm probably pronouncing it a little bit wrong, but I'm doing the best I can here. So there is a live chart you can look at. There's a Telegram you can join, and as you know, Telegram is kind of where all the hardcore people go. If you really want to know about a project or a coin or a crypto, the Telegram is kind of where you go. And then the buy of the Maze, and it's MZR is kind of the abbreviation for this token. So there's a pre-sale coming right up on June 21st. And let's go through what it actually is, and then we can touch on a little bit of the white paper. Maze token has been set. Oh, I also kind of talk about how the team and I interact when we discuss these. It's more of like a soft news kind of thing, but this team was a very professional team, very easy to work with, and like we were talking about on the AMA today, because Tyler Hill, me, Sam, Connor, Kenny went through and talked about kind of what we look for in new cryptos and everything else like that, and I said I look for a team that's like professional. They don't have a rush to go anywhere, but they still kind of have a sense of urgency. Like some people, some cryptos that come across the proverbial desk are basically saying, hey, by Wednesday we want this, and Thursday can you do this? And I was like, no, we're not. That's not how we do things here. We're looking for cryptos that are going to be around for the long haul, and we don't want something like a flash in a pan. So I didn't get that flash in a pan vibe at all from these guys and gals. Our services. Maze token has been set up to support the decentralized media ecosystem of Maze Research and to create interaction with its community. This deflationary token rewards its holders or hodlers with a reallocation and staking system. So staking system is new. I love all these new cryptos coming out. I really do. Like I said, they're risky, but there's a little bit of my portfolio kind of set aside for this risk to reward ratio. Mark Cuban said betting on or investing in altcoins is basically like his venture investing. He's like, lots of the times they're not going to do anything and they're not going to be these highly profitable items. He's like, but if I hit on one or two, he's like, man, that's going to kind of go through the rest of the portfolio and be a much higher return and a net positive in kind of how he looks at it. And I completely agree. I think of this as getting on the potential ground floor of the next new thing. A couple months ago, I wish I would have invested in SafeMoon. Had I known, I would have. It rewards its holders with reallocation and a staking system. So collaborative platform, a collaborative review aggregation platform, which provides exhaustive information and financial analysis about cryptocurrencies and tokens. Creative scoring. A first analysis is delivered by our experts of the token parameters. Then a second score is assigned by the mazers following different criteria. Advanced use of algorithms, a computer program that collects data, technical historical fundamentals from different sources to provide detailed analysis to make the best investments. So we're starting to see a highly pivot, a big pivot, and a highly centralized tokens and businesses kind of coming out of this space. They're getting more and more evolved, more and more smart, if you will. And I think that this is a good representation of the continual evolution of kind of cryptocurrency. Smart investments. Make smarter, more profitable investments with our technical analysis and community exchanges. So this is just for maximizing your income. We haven't seen someone kind of like amalgamate all this information. You kind of have to rely on influencers or the people that you like, bloggers, Twitterers, even TikTokers or whatever that you like to kind of follow and see kind of what they're digging up in the land of the esoteric, to borrow a Tim Ferriss line. But this is a company that's really trying to do that and add some technical analysis and kind of community analysis to the whole function of the coins. Rocket distribution, 4% of each transaction fee is automatically relocated to MZR holders. Airdrops. Airdrops will continuously be used to reward active holders supporting our project. Staking rewards. Give rewards through our 2 levels staking services. Now, staking is something that we also talked about on the Money Morons podcast today, because they said, if you had, a couple grand, what would you do? And I said, I would stake it. I would stake mine. I would put it in to something, because brick and mortar staking is almost like putting your money into a checking account, right? The banks use that money that you put in a checking account to go and lend it out to people in terms of mortgages or business loans or collateralize it in some way. And this, in the crypto space, you're seeing same sort of interest rates being paid on lending someone your money, but they're way higher. Or you see the same functionality, but they're way higher, and you get a way better interest rate in the cryptocurrency space, because you don't have the brick and mortar, you don't have the salaries, you don't have the office space, you just have more bang for your buck. You got more meat on that bone. Transaction fees, 10%. 4% of each transaction goes to holders, 4% of each transaction goes to liquidity pools, 2% of each transaction goes to staking pools. Massive burn in ownership renounce at launch. Now, the ownership renouncification is something that really always comes up, so I'm glad to see that they did this, because a lot of times we do not see owners renouncing their ownership at launch. They say maybe they'll do it sometimes or whatever, but you can never hold them to it. It's best to see these things right out the gate. Future liquidity lock 15%, liquidity lock 20%, development 6%, pre-sale 20%, airdrop 3%, staking 15%, burn 10, team 5, marketing 6. And once again, on the Money Morons, we talked about having a marketing budget. I demand seeing a marketing budget before I invest in anything. So this looks like a pretty sexy project. I'm excited about it. This would be something that I have put on my short list of things to maybe grab a small allocation of myself. I do not say that about every thing that we cover on here at all, but this one is pretty cool for sure. And this is the white paper. We can go into this at another juncture, but I want to go and let you know that you can go to the Telegram and geek out with all the other geeks in there for the inside information, and that's where I go when I really like a coin too. Okay, so Pink Panda is the other one that we're talking about today. So Pink Panda is a winning utility token powering the development of next-gen crypto finance tools. 5x leverage desk for BSC, Binance Smart Chain. I covered one thing recently that came out on the Ethereum network. And Ethereum has high gas fees, and Ethereum is just, there's a lot of functionality. I wouldn't say problems at all, because it really is the standard, and it's kind of catching up to Bitcoin in general. But I will say, as far as like returns, but I will say Ethereum does have some utilization issues that you see it not being the most popular smart chain for people to build on. It's Binance Smart Chain by far, as kind of these new cryptos are coming out. Pink Panda cares deeply about community and giving back. A portion of Pink Panda tokens has been set aside for charity. Now, we've seen charity tokens in Elongate and a lot of other ways that people have given back to charity. So some of them give to charities and then, or have an allocation of the wallet for charities, and then have a monthly drawing. And then some of them have a predefined charity, like a Pangea token has a Save the Oceans kind of bend towards it, and then they just do that and double down on it. Some of the charities are their own calls, and they all incorporate it. This is a different iteration of it, but we do see it coming more and more popular in the space, which is always good to see. We love charities. We love 501(c)(3)s. We love giving back to the babies, whatever babies they may be, panda babies, human babies, gorilla babies. We love all the babies. The easiest way to track your Pink Panda, download now. So you can download the app on the App Store or the Google Play, and it allows a quick integration to see exactly what's happening, which I really like, because lots of times you go to BSC Scan or you go to a Coin Market Cap or or CoinGecko or something like that to have to track this, and some of them reflect different numbers. And I know lots of exchanges, at least in the SafeMoon, were reflecting different numbers and different prices, and it's just impossible to do any kind of trades if you're more of a quick trader like that. So it's awesome to see just a quick little glance at to what it is, and the app functionality. You can do a lot of cool stuff with it, even if you just set up the framework for the app. So let's look at the tokenomics. So that's the token supply, a trillion or something like that. 50% burned, 10% transaction tax, 5% locked into liquidity pool, 5% airdrop to token holders. So it's 2 airdrop token holders that we've seen today, that's why I kind of grouped them together today. 5% dev wallet, 5% charity and marketing wallet. So they have the wallet of marketing and charity mixed together. And it's a fairly small allocation. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean that we've seen marketing wallets up till 10, 15%, which is, I think, a little too much. You don't want them spending all their money on marketing. You want them spending a little bit of it for sure, but you don't want all of it going to marketing. So this one, I think, has a very fair allocation of what's going to go into charity and marketing. And I think it's a little small, if anything, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's good ultimately for people that are investing into this token. So 20% token pre-sale, 20% token initial liquidity. And you can go right here and look at the white paper, and we'll browse at a couple things from that, but you can do that. What they're building. So that's the most important thing. We want to know what they're building, what the infrastructure is, what exactly we are potentially investing in by buying into this. Non-custodial, fully on-chain, mobile-first, decentralized exchange. And I talked about this a little bit in the last video that I did about, we see a lot of people just ignoring mobile functionality, and 67 to 75% people are looking at their crypto or whatever on mobile. I mean, that's just kind of what you see all over the place. And it's nice to know that there are people that understand and get that and are actively formulating their user experience, their app, their design or whatever to be mobile optimized. Okay, supporting up to 5x leverage, community voting. So that's almost like an elongate, right? With the charity elongate token, you have different charities being picked out by the community in kind of like a group huddle discussion. So this is going to function similarly in that it's a community voting platform. SAF Food tools to make rug pulling a thing of the past. Rug pulls, as we know, it just happened to Iron Token. Billionaire Mark Cuban got his little rug pulled right off his little head. So that happens all the time, even to people that are quote unquote better investors than myself. So it's something to be of note. Basically, large portion of all profits will go to charity, and then you can read the audit there too, because they have been auditing. So why Pink Panda? Add Pink Pandas to your feed to be your daily dose of positivity. Just like me, just like watching these videos. Pink Pandas are the ultimate community of positive thinkers, future doers, and change makers. We all want to make the world a better place. We're a global community of driven individuals thriving to make the world a better place. We are a community of discussion and encouragement, collaboration, and connection. We empower each other to imagine and create new realities. Pink Panda cares. So at Pink Panda, we care more about giving back to the community and the broader world. We aspire to build a company that takes into account more than just a shareholder profit. In line with this, we have our first donation of $1,000 to the American Cancer Society. Once again, I think it's perfect, and I like that they're going with large vetted 501(c)(3)s. You can get into, not trouble by any means, that's just too much of a strong word. You can get into where I don't think you lose the spirit of the charity, because some charities are just eaten up by operating expenses, right? They're technically a 501(c), and they technically do give some money to charity, but some of them eat up about 98% on salaries of people and executive salaries and, business meetings and lunches and stuff like that. And I find that fairly sickening, but they look like they're aligning and working with strong enough 501(c)s that do give a high allocation, high proportion of their incoming money back to the cause of which they are aligned. So we love to see it. First donation, $1,000 to the American Cancer Society, and second donation to the 2.02 Foundation for Lung Cancer. Cancer is an issue that has impacted our founder, Adam Carlton's life significantly after he lost his mother and his best friend to cancer. In the future, we will be building the functionality to allow Pink Panda holders to have a vote in which cause we support. So very much like an Elongate type of vibe there. In the meantime, enjoy these videos and Adam making his first donation. So I love this. Transparency is something that people are fighting about all the time in this crypto space. And you don't have to be transparent about anything. SEC regulations in the equity market. So if you're buying like a stock, you have to get a 10K, a 10Q. You have to file and be in the right standing with the SEC. You have to give, investor calls and quarterly updates and in multiple different forms. But in crypto, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to put your face on there. So it takes a person that is really dedicated to the success and really going out on a limb and saying, hey, I stand by this project that I'm creating and I am putting my name on it and stamp of approval on it. And then also to open the door to the actual charitable giving and charitable foundation is fantastic. Honestly, fantastic. So I love to see it. I think this should be minimum standard operating for cryptos, but it really isn't. It's actually a rare thing as of right now, but it gives me 10 times more comfort to think about investing in something like this as opposed to something that the team doesn't even pop up. This almost reminds me of Refinable, which was a quote-unquote very credible team, and they still had all those issues with the launch. Some people thought nefarious. I probably thought a little nefarious too. But let's just say they even got taken advantage of by bots or whatever. The CEO just kind of hid behind a Twitter AMA. He never even put his face right there. Meanwhile, you have Adam right here throwing himself out there before someone even wants it and needs it. So I think it's great, and I think it bodes well. A communicator is definitely what you want. Token launch. Pink Panda launch, first donation, influencer marketing, community AMA, and contest. And AMA is, once again, just like what I was talking about with transparency. I think it's essential, and I love having coins do that. Once again, the ones I see come across my desk, which are hundreds, there are not many of them that do AMAs. Either people are scared or they don't want you to know who they are, and that's just, I think, to me, unacceptable. So once again, kudos on this business model. It's fantastic. We're actually going to cover the founder, Adam, too, in a second here, but let's get through the timeline first, just so y'all can know what to expect. Alpha phase starting June 2021. Pink Panda app launch, CoinGecko listing, CoinMarketCap listing, second donation, website improvements, community merch, third donation, major influencer partnerships, app update. Then beta phase starting August 2021. App V2 features launch, community charity voting, BSC token tracking, even more donations, community YouTube contests. Great idea. Contest and gamification is something I've been saying for a long time needs to be in this space, and we're just now seeing cryptos coming along with that gamification functionality built in, and I love it. I think it's brilliant. I think it's the next wave of the future. Web 3.0 app, major PR campaign. Once again, every single thing you see something about advertisement or marketing in here, which I absolutely love. This clearly is someone that has done business before, and you can really just tell, because a lot of them have it, and you can tell with that too. But this guy knows his marketing and knows his advertising and knows that it's crucial, because it really is. And we were talking about this on the AMA today too, on the Money Morons. It's just such a crowded space right now that you really got to be so smart and strategic about how you get your information out there, and you can't do too much marketing and advertising. App V3 DEX full launch, 2x 5x leverage cross chain exploration, privacy, payment rail, CEX listing, and even more donations, global visibility, media campaign. So let's look at the founder. He's been on the cutting edge of technology and business for over 20 years in a variety of executive, entrepreneurial, and consulting roles. He sees two opportunities here with a lot of potential in the space moving forward: a powerful margin-enabled DEX on BSC, and harnessing community coins for charitable causes. With Pink Panda, we're killing two birds with one stone. Kill those damn birds. I think most of us have been touched by cancer at some point of our lives. For myself, losing my best friend when he was 30 had a profound impact on my life. That would be terrible, absolutely. I'm 30 now. And then more recently, the mother passed away from pancreatic cancer in 2019. Swore to myself 2 years ago that I would take my life experiences in business and technology and never again devote myself to something that wasn't harnessing the power of community, charity, and positivity. Absolutely, absolutely love it. I think this is one to watch for sure. So I rounded up with some of the best crypto developers and marketers in the world. Marketers, ding, ding, ding. I'm a marketer. I'm just a marketing guy from back in the day. It's written all over my face. Can't you tell? Yes, I still have a soft spot for marketing, especially online marketing. We wanted a truly revolutionary coin that not only rewards its adopters, but brings together the best of cryptocurrency. It's an unruggable, yield-generating, brings cutting-edge trading concepts pioneered into the chains of the BSC, and brings rewards to a highly participatory community that chooses to engage in something positive. You know what also kind of stands out to me about this is the copywriting. So copywriting, for those that aren't aware, is basically the structure of the words in terms of like a business context. I dated a copywriter, completely swerved me right out of the way, never called me back again. That is neither here nor there. But they're talented people, and the copywriting in this website is really well done. Once again, I'm only juxtaposing it to the hundreds of other ones I've seen, but this one is one of the top in terms of speech crafting, word crafting, and presentation, really. I think the weakest part, if you want my unsolicited advice, would actually be the logo itself. It's cute, but I don't think it's bad by any means, but I think literally the weakest part of this whole crypto is just the logo, and I think that that's actually great. I think that there's something to be said for the weakest part just being the drawing, and some of the strongest things being the tokenomics, the roadmap, and the actual presentation of the entire brand story and copywriting. I mean, I think that's this is a good one. This is one of the better ones that we've seen in a long time, I think. We charge 10% of every transaction, and the tokenomics are pretty standard. They've been borrowed heavily off of kind of the SafeMoon success and some other crypto success. We're seeing probably 8 to 14% being standard. Some of them have been high as 25%, in which case I think that kind of bites its hand despite its face kind of thing. And that's just not good. So 10% is something that people have been willing to invest in, and it doesn't look like it slows down anything. It also just helps the coin get initial trajectory going without having the crazy volatility of those early days, or at least trying to level them out as much as possible, because they can be wild. With 5% going towards the liquidity pool, 5% redistributed to holders to reward investors and keep the charity wallet flowing. Pink Panda has an initial 5% charity wallet for donations and a 5% dev wallet for project financing. Keep in mind, we're building a highly complex application. That is where all their, I think, money and resources and effort are going to go in right there. And the app is going to really define them, and it's going to differentiate them in their space for sure. 50% of the tokens will be burned, and here is where they all donate. It has the cancer theme. The contract address is right there. How do you buy Pink Panda? So basically, you will fund your Trust Wallet, probably get some BNB, and you will go to Trust Wallet, your dApps, PancakeSwap. Then from there, you get whatever BNB you have, click it, and then go to your PancakeSwap, and then click on Pink Panda from there, and then swap it into Pink Panda. You will probably have to do a slippage of maybe 11 to 15%, but we can look into more of that later. I want to suggest a charity, so this is a way to get in contact with the team. How can people say this project is unruggable? Because we have renounced ownership of the contract and locked the funds in the liquidity pool. The token is rug-proof because it has no owner, just like a wild dog. It will exist forever on BSC unaltered. That's another thing too. They can't alter it after the fact. So set the slippage to 11 to 13%. Delete the last zero. So just some common problems. Delete the last zero on the amount of the Pink Panda you're buying and re-add it. Make sure you get GWEI to at least 10. BSC is generally congested. Make the amount of Pink Panda you're buying to all even numbers. So some interesting things as far as FAQs. Now, let me know what you think. Let me know what you are buying and investing in. I've said this probably once, and I'm probably going to take a small position in both of these tokens. Actually, I think that they're all good. I think that the Maze, the first one, was unique and different. I tried to put those words together at the same time. Didn't come out too well. And then I think that Pink Panda is just has a good founder that is a business person first, or started off as a business person and is lending his skills and I think assertiveness into the crypto space. I enjoyed the soft news about talking to the Pink Panda team was that I came away with thinking that this is the team that's going to get stuff done. They have a assertiveness to them in communication that is something that I have personally in business, and I know how you have to have that, or I also know how well that goes over, especially in a crowded space. I was in real estate investing, still am, and the assertiveness is just called for. There's no other way, or else you're going to get knocked around and even worse, forgotten about. So that is definitely not something that you want when you are investing in a crypto. It's so funny how the personality types are different and appropriate at different junctures and different levels. The assertiveness needed in differentiating a crypto would possibly not be something great at a dinner party, right? But it doesn't matter, because if you're investing your money, you want someone working hard and pushing through any kind of doors or problems that they might have to get to what they want. So that is what I think you're going to find here on that Pink Panda token. So I'm excited about it. Let me know what y'all think. I went way over the allotted time here tonight, but I feel like they had some good value, so I wanted to bring that to you. Thanks so much.